Hi, Mitch Feinstein here from Theater Palisades once again with our continuing series of interviewing our actors of Theater Palisades as to how we're dealing with and reacting to the pandemic. And this afternoon, I'm very, very, very pleased to have a very dear, wonderful lady and a great actress, Wendy Taubin, who you've probably seen in many productions. Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Not the least of which was her great performance in Picnic. But I'll turn it over to Wendy. How did you first get involved with Theater Palisades?
Thank you for asking. It's great to be here. I first got involved with Theater Palisades. I was in a play in 2013, and actually opening night was the day after my 40th birthday. Our dress rehearsal was on my 40th. It was a great way. I mean, gosh, I really set the tone for the decade. So yeah, I had actually auditioned for Theater Palisades when I first moved here I moved here in 2003, and I think I auditioned for something like 2004, and I didn't get cast, and I was like, ugh. And then I kind of had shelved it. And then I came and auditioned in 2013 for this play called Has Anybody Here Seen Roy? And it was an original script, the only, I think, original script they've ever done. It was amazing. I actually ran into the woman who played my sister yesterday. Sisters Forever was a line. We always say that when we see each other. And it was such a beautiful, amazing play. And it was so much fun. It was just so infusing. And doing that play, literally right after it closed, Martha formed the troupe. So I went from doing this play to then being in the troupe. So being able to have Theater Palisades as a constant in my life since then.
Oh, wow. So, I think as people know by now, the troupe has been meeting every Sunday on Zoom, and it's kind of changed our lives and changed our approach to acting. You were just telling me you're still getting auditions and working on things. Did you just had an audition today? What was that like?
Oh my gosh. So that's been wild. I still have my commercial agent who I'm very grateful for. And these auditions have been coming my way, and we're doing everything through self-tape. We did a couple Zoom in the beginning. I'm glad we're doing self-tape now. But the self-tape was causing me a bit of anxiety in the beginning because I'm an actor. I'm not a production person. And so I realized I have to treat them very separately because I have a whole studio. I have my green screen. I have a rolling rack that I hang the green screen on, and the rolling rack has a mind of its own. One side will fall, whatever. The light will hit the wrong way. It's a comedy routine. I've had days where I'm yelling at it, and then I just start laughing because I'm like, okay, where's the camera? This is like a show within a show. But so I finally gotten down the fact that I need to allow several hours to set up the casting studio and then walk in as the actor. So I can't just walk in like I used to. So I've gotten that down. And I had an audition the other day for Hefty Bags. And it's a woman a frantic wife and mom who has a revolving to-do list. And she has on the table her planner, her Clorox spray, her iron. She's on a Zoom call. Kids are yelling for dinner. And I'm just like, hey, sure. But it was a blast. I love playing these frantic, neurotic characters.
I want to report to everybody that Wendy has brought a real gift to Theater Palisades at our acting troupe every Sunday, because as our warm-up, we do an exercise we call Breathing with Wendy. And somehow in the midst of all of this, you got involved in something that I think is just wonderful. And why don't you tell us a little bit about it and what you're doing with it?
Oh my God, I literally just got chills just like you saying that. Everyone's having their own experience in this pandemic, but I'm very blessed. I'm living my joy. Like someone said to me yesterday, they're like, Wendy, you are just living your bliss. And I have become a breathwork meditation coach.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. It changed my life significantly almost a year ago. I declared March 3rd, 2020, my rebirth day, got myself a cupcake and everything. I was going through a very, very bad time. And I went through a very difficult breakup that broke me, as I kind of say in my bio, but it was the biggest gift because out of challenges, we grow and expand and find other amazing parts of ourselves. And I was in this deep depression for 5 months and randomly ended up at a breathwork class one day on a date I had no right going on, didn't want to go on. And I walked in feeling like broken. I walked out euphoric, and everything shifted. I woke up the next day like, okay, which was huge after not feeling okay for so long. And I woke up the next day with new thoughts, new feelings. Like I opened my eyes to the world first time. I saw the blue skies, the birds. It was like, and a dear friend of mine saw me a few days later, and she was like, oh my God, you're back, because the lights had come back. And I knew I had to bring to other people what this brought to me.
Well, I know
And
that
yeah.
I know from participating at Theater Palisades and then at the actors troupe that how wonderful it is. But I think you just launched a website and people can
Yeah.
find out about it now. Why don't you tell us
Yep.
about that?
I can't believe it. On Monday, 2121, February 1st, 21, I launched Breathe with Wendy. My classes start on Monday. I've been coaching for 4 months. I hit the ground running after I did my training early October, and I'll be teaching 6 classes a week. It's 45-minute sessions. It's deep, active breathing. There's a lot of science behind breathing and how it helps reduce cortisol levels, reduce stress, anxiety, and just how it gives you a feeling of peace, serenity, and also just happiness and bliss.
Oh,
So
what?
it's incredible.
So now if people want to find you, how do they find you? Where do they go?
breathewithwendy.com.
Oh, that's it. Breathewithwendy.com.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it, folks. I highly recommend it. So if you're out there, if anybody has stress from the pandemic, this is a great release and great actress. And so wonderful to have you here, Wendy. Take care. Best of luck with your new venture, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
all again soon.